consecutive regular season win. Ended last year in fine fashion with 5 consecutive railed off.
Really
off to a good start here in this now second quarter.
Yeah, really behind Adam Kennedy. But how about Chucky Keaton? Injured last year in that Hawaii game. Kennedy came in and sparked Utah State to 5 consecutive regular season wins and into the bowl game. But Chucky Keaton looks special here tonight.
Sorensen from the gun. He can get on track. He's going to run for a first down. This is the first first down by Southern Utah. And he slides out of bounds. So good to see SU finally get a first down, able to move the sticks a little bit. It's been 3 3-and-outs.
Sorensen still yet to complete a ball, this time getting the first one with his own legs. Maybe that'll spark this Southern Utah offense to get something moving. They need something good to happen on this drive right now.
That's kind of the criticism, is his mobility. They think he's not mobile enough. Shows you he does have some mobility, able to scramble for a first down.
Although the Utah State coaches think his mobility inside the pocket is very good. Very much like Ben Roethlisberger of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
False start against Southern Utah. Moving back 5 yards after that scramble by Sorensen.
Just when you get something good happening, you put yourself in a tough position. Little penalties, they hurt. Especially when you're struggling to get chunks of yardage and first downs. Hard to start at 1st and 15. Love to see Sorensen get a little more comfortable in the pocket. Maybe a quick out thrower or a little dump check down to a back. Get his first completion for the season. I mean, he came in completing almost 67% of his passes over the last 2 years.
The shotgun looking. They step up again. Brought down at the 40. So Larson comes in with the stop.
But on the other hand, you got to give Utah State's defense credit. Again, nobody open. Had some time that time to throw it. Nobody available. Had to step up in the pocket and try to get some valuable yardage. B.J. Larson right there on the stop for the Aggie defense. Maybe the 5th or 6th or even 8th defensive lineman we've seen here in the first half for Utah State.
Larson 6'5", 268, a junior from right here in Logan. Sorensen. And it's caught by the transfer from Utah, Griff McNabb, 5'7", 165 junior. Many people remember in that bowl game, he had the big punt return to set up Utah for the win against Georgia Tech. He wanted to play more receiver, wasn't going to get that chance at Utah, so now he's a teamer.
Good pocket protection, working on Willie Davis. McNabb a simple corner route, and a good throw by Sorensen, right on the money. As we mentioned, 32 NFL teams, all 32 NFL teams.
And 2 general managers going to Cedar City, specifically for Brad Sorensen.
The Ravens there twice. They think he's a mid-round NFL draft caliber quarterback.
Ooh, Brown took a shot at the 40. Lawson that got him.
Lawson not real big. 5'10", 183-pound junior out of Florida, but not afraid to stick his nose in there. Watch this. Pop! And down goes Hannah Brown, who's much bigger. Lawson stepping over the top. Don't like to see that. Stepping over the top, sort of showing up your opponent, but excellent form tackle. Head up, shoulder, leading with the shoulder. Excellent technique. We've seen Lawson in both the pass coverage now and in the run game, showing he's stepped up his game here.
2nd and 8. Sorensen does have time. Now running out of it. He's going to be dropped at about the 41. I think for the most part, the outside tackles have done a decent job. He's had somewhat of a pocket, but I think those cover guys are covering the receivers. And that's what's leading to these stops.
He wanted to check it down to Hannah Brown over the middle. Brown slipped, forcing Sorensen to tuck it and move up into the pocket. But you're right. He's had enough time to throw. Tackle's doing a decent job. And we haven't called Tyler Fackel's name yet. Utah State's defense thinks that he might be really special as a freshman, getting pressure on a quarterback.
It's caught, but shy of a first down by Fatu Nuala.
But there again, Terrence Alston this time for that Utah State defense. Right on the button in his coverage on Moala, stopping him short of the first down. And now, if you're Southern Utah, you're inside Utah State 40.
Yeah, Sorensen's still out there.
I think you got to go for it. I mean, you really have nothing to lose if you're Southern Utah. Try to gain some momentum. I mean, Utah State has shown they've already can drive at 90-plus yards twice. So you might as well try to keep a drive alive here and keep some momentum going.
Can they protect Sorensen long enough? 4th and 5. He's got time. Goes the big ball. And it's dropped, but there's a penalty marker down at about the 6-yard line. And that's a good-looking ball by Sorensen.
Beautiful throw. Working over there on Jamani Robertson, Utah State corner. You know, it's interesting. We talked to Matt Wells, and he said they wanted to take the shots down the field because 2 of 3 good things could happen. Robertson flagged for the penalty, but you're right, an excellent throw on the outside shoulder where only McNabb could get it. I'm sorry, that was Jeremy Morgan, or Cameron Morgan, I should say, the receiver for Southern Utah. A little hand fighting. But two or three things can happen, and those 2 things are good. Either pass interference or a catch. The only bad thing is an incomplete pass, and you get to play another down. In this case, it was a 4th down, so it could have been a bad thing, but when you take shots down the field, good things happen.
Morgan last year making the switch from cornerback to receiver. Only 2 receptions for 15 yards all of last season. He's going to be one of the main guys here for SUU. Wilson backing his way to about the 18-yard line. Ryan Wilson, he got the start several years ago against Wyoming. You thought he might be more of a staple of this offense. Really hasn't been the case. Kind of pushed out by Menifee and Decker Alexander. But now getting a chance here this year, he's going to platoon it with Henna Brown. We might even see Malik Brown, who they're high on, the freshman out of Las Vegas. There is Henna. Sorensen to the line. This by far the best drive for Southern Utah. This was the first drive that they picked up a first down. Offset eye, quick pass. And covered nicely by Will Davis. Maybe a gain of 1. Davis, the senior out of Spokane, Washington. JC guy. Coach Aranda said he's by far our best athlete on defense. High praise.
Called him a freak. I think he said that because he wears different socks, he wears a different sort of hairstyle, but he also makes plays. What I think he meant was he's freakishly athletic as well. This time on Jessup.
Yeah, he's got a fun personality. I had a chance to talk to him. He was on his way to Hawaii. He's going to be a Warrior, but then Coach Anderson talked to him and says, we're going to go over to Hawaii and beat these guys, be a part of Utah State, and he certainly has. And a Brown in the flats, inside the 5, has a Southern Utah first down. Brown last year, 8 catches, 48 yards. So this is in limited playing time, so I think this is what we're going to see from Southern Utah as they go down the road. Brown out of the backfield.
This time he beat Kyler Fackrell, the freshman, and that's one of those NFL-style throws. That out from the far hash, the arm strength to get it out there where only his receiver could get to it. That was a terrific throw by Sorensen. Now maybe starting to settle in just a little bit.
There's Brown, nowhere to go. Williams and company in to make the stop. Also, Tavares McMillan, the sophomore from Miami.
They really like McMillan, filling in for Bobby Wagner. 2nd-round draft choice for the Seattle Seahawks, 4-year starter at linebacker for Utah State. But they think that McMillan can be equally as solid as that WAC Defensive Player of the Year, Bobby Wagner.
7.5 tackle for losses last year. 2nd and goal for Southern Utah. Going to roll Sorensen out. Pressure coming, steps up, and just throws it away. He had Morgan in the back of the end zone. Wonder if he would have waited a split second, he would have saw that he was being uncovered there in the back, but just lives to play another down, sets up the 3rd and goal now for SUU.
And we know the offensive coordinator, Steve Clark and Ed Lamb, don't want Sorensen taking hits. And they've coached him to say, hey, get the ball out, throw it away. We don't want you taking big hits. He wanted to go to McNabb in the flat and had him. Brian Sweet fell down. And McNabb came open, but he had come off at that point. Back to Morgan.
3rd and goal, Sorensen. Running out of time, just going to heave this one and throw it away. So back-to-back throwaways. And now the field goal unit comes on for Southern Utah. Colton Cook, the junior out of Bountiful, went to Viewmont High School last year. Was 14 of 19 in the field goal department.
So Coach Land, Coach Clark saying good drive. But really it was the USU cheerleader out here that had the best shot at this one. Right there, if she got her head around, she could have made the catch. But Southern
a little
Utah
bit late.
trying to get some points on the board.
Startled her. And the field goal is good, so the T-Birds able to get on the board. And they show that they want to be competitive against Utah State, and they finally were on that drive. But so far, Aggies have dominated up 21-3, 7:49 left. Utah State leading the T-Birds 21-3. Mentioned this is the 3rd meeting all time. Utah State won both meetings. Typically, they're competitive in that first half, and then the Aggies just take it away in the second half. But so far, it has been all Utah State. Jacobs back to return deep for USU. Will he bring it out? He will. 3 yards deep. And the ball is out. Haven't seen the officials say who's got it. Looks like Utah State able to hop onto the football. So they will retain possession here. That could have been somewhat of a momentum change. Mike Tagliaferri, the backup fullback, tackling the football. And that's what Southern Utah needs here. They need a turnover. They need a spark to capitalize on that good offensive drive that they had. Sorensen was 4 of 6 on that drive. So maybe settling in just a little bit. The big penalty on the 4th down, giving them the ball, the first down, and then they got inside the Aggie Reds, or the inside the 10, stalled a little bit, but a good opening drive here in the second quarter for Southern Utah. Tagliaferri forcing that fumble on special teams. Here's Williams bouncing into the outside. Still going past the 30.
You know, Michael, one of the things I really liked about Robert Turbin was his ability to be patient after taking the handoff and waiting for the blocks to develop. We've seen that here in the first half from Kerwin Williams as well. Sort of a lead draw, waited for his blocks to develop, and then bounced out and found the opening.
12 carries for 58 yards for Kerwin. We had a tackle for loss, I believe, by that Southern Utah defense. They made plays here and there, but certainly not with that consistency. As Utah State scored every time they've touched the ball. Perfection by Keaton. 7 for 7, 138, and 2 touchdowns. Led him on 3 scoring drives.
He had the 1 third-down conversion as well with his feet. Kept the drive alive. And now with 3rd and 1, you really have the opportunity to do whatever you'd like here on offense.
He ran it 2 times for 18 yards. Williams picks up the first down up to about the 34-yard line.
So good job by that offensive line, giving Keaton plenty of time to throw, opening up big gaping holes for that young man, Kerwin Williams, and even Joe Hill with the 27-yard touchdown run in the first quarter. It's Utah State's first possession here in the second quarter, so a good long drive to start the quarter by Southern Utah. Can Utah State answer?
Keaton with a big pass out to Webb. His second catch. He's a great story. You know him because of what he did at Snow College. Walked onto the program and finally was awarded a scholarship just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, great story. Kept working. Got himself into the mix, really the 4th or 3rd receiver in this Aggie rotation, making Cache Valley proud. A bunch of Cache Valley kids on this Utah State squad. As a matter of fact, 55 kids on this Utah State team from the state of Utah.
Pressure coming, and the ball is incomplete, and it will be a grounding call. No fumble, clearly it was a forward pass. But there was nobody in the vicinity in terms of Utah State.
They were trying to set up the screen to Kerwin Williams. Keaton waited a little bit too long. And then he had two Southern Utah defenders. Watch him here, losing ground, eyes down the center of the field, then back out. Saw that Williams was sort of covered up, had to clutch it again, and then just kind of bumped it out there. Was not outside of the tackle box, so that is a good call, a grounded call against Utah State.
Austin Anderson, the sophomore from Las Vegas, giving pressure on Keaton.
I think that may have been Cody Larson in there late as well, right there, big number 58. The Larson boys going up against each other. Cody, preseason all-WAC, first team selection. His brother, first team, I meant to say Big Sky for Cody Larson. Tyler, first team all-WAC. They're going up head-to-head here this afternoon.
Keaton pump fakes, and the T-Birds record a sack back at about the 21-yard line.
There he is. Older brother, big brother, Cody Larson. He's bulked up. He was about 270 a year ago. This year, up to almost 300. And when the scouts came to Cedar City to watch Brad Sorensen, they got a chance to see this young man as well, who many scouts think have a future at the next level. He told me, riding on the bus yesterday, had a chance to visit with him, and told me that he would love to play at the next level and hopes to have that opportunity.
First time that Southern Utah has been able to stop Utah State. They just marched it down the field. And LSU, they scored on their last possession. What can they do with this possession? 5:18 left, 21-3 Aggies. Southern Utah starting at the 39-yard line. Had a good possession last time, able to take it down. Had to settle for the field goal, but made some plays. Got their first down of the game. Offset eye for Sorensen in this offense. Here's Brown to the 44. Nice pickup on first down. Hannah Brown in this T-Bird offense.
Maybe a little bit of momentum now after seeing that they could drive the ball a little bit against this Utah State defense. Now, there were a couple of second teamers in the defensive alignment on the previous drive for Utah State. The starters back in now. We'll see if Southern Utah can keep the momentum going.
Rushing yards controlled by Utah State. Play action, here's Sorensen. All day to throw. Caught for a first down on that far side. This is Fatu Moala with the reception. His second.
Good play design here. Play pass. Having a little bit of success in the running game. And there's another one of those NFL-style throws coming off of the boot action. Flip to the outside to Moala, right on the button for the Southern Utah first down. Now starting to settle in a little bit, starting to get a little bit of confidence. You can see that Sorensen starting to settle in.
Moala last year, 26 catches, 370 yards, came on as of late. Keep on the run. Wilson going to stretch it wide, then cuts it out. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Nice job, Utah State defensively, kind of stringing that play out.
Alston, Connor Williams, Zach Vigil in on that play.
Second down and 9 yards to go.
Scouts do love this Brad Sorensen, though. His big body, prototypical body. You see the gang tackling, McKay Brady coming up late. Haven't really mentioned McKay yet. Really the leader of that defensive secondary for Utah State. Coach Aranda loves that young man.
Pickup of 1, 2nd and 9. Dropped by Pedersen on this near side. Brings up a 3rd down.
There's Alston again. Johnny on the spot. Thought that he was really picked on a lot a year ago. And Utah State's defense only had 4 interceptions all of last year.
Amazing.
Yet that's what they practiced all camp long, was stripping at the ball, making plays in the secondary. Talked to Al Lapuaho earlier in the week, and he said, wait till you see our upgraded secondary. They're flying around back there.
One of the strengths of this defense is the secondary. Sorensen on 3rd down, overshooting McNabb on that far side.
Sorensen, you got to give him credit though. He knows how to throw the ball away. He knows when he doesn't have something there, he's not throwing it into double
that sack.
No, absolutely.
Or force it.
I'm not saying that in a negative way.
Sure.
I'm saying that in a way that, hey, you know, if it's not there, I'm only going to put it in a spot where the receiver can get it.
Just don't want to turn the ball over. I think that's part of the thinking as well. Take a hit that I don't need to take. Fair cuts at about the 12-yard line. 3:16 left, so plenty of time here for Utah State to tack on another score. 3:16 remaining in this first half. Keaton 8 of 9, 145 yards and 2 touchdowns. So a solid beginning for Chucky Keaton. Keep it on the ground, and Keaton's going to be dropped inside the 5. T-Birds, they've been able to penetrate Utah State's offensive line and get some TFLs and some sacks.
Is that Tukuafu this time? That might have been
Jeff Tukuafu, their bull end, 6'4", 251 senior. Played a lot last several years.
I thought Keaton may have made the wrong read on this particular play. Had the read up the middle, kept it thinking that he'd get a bigger play on the option.
2nd and 15 now for Utah State. Keaton fires to Reynolds up to about the 18-yard line.
I really like the mechanics for Chucky Keaton right now, though. Getting the snap, standing tall, and then rifling that football to his wide receiver. He's been on target all night long, and now getting himself in 3rd and short.
Need to get to the 22 to pick up a first down. In motion, Jacobs. Keaton steps up. And try to run for it, and I think he got it. And that spot, I believe, will be enough. So Chucky again on a 3rd down, able to scramble and pick up a Utah State first down.
Wanted to go to Bartlett, the tight end, cutting across the field from the right to the left. He broke it upfield and had a chance for a big play, but Keaton able to be nimble enough to get that first down with his feet. Done that a couple times here tonight. And that's one of the things that he brings to the equation for this Utah State offense.
This pass is caught at the 32. Williams.
Good hands by Williams, and now Utah State right back over the football in their hurry-up 2-minute offense.
And try to run McFalls in. Official going to stop until McFalls gets set. Juan Diego product. Ball batted away. This is Tyree Mills, the sophomore out of Pasadena, California. A lot of speed, smart player, a lot of length. He can cover some of his strengths. There he is. If he ever takes off that helmet, Kevin, he's got hair that I think you had back in the day.
After the perm or before the perm?
I love it. No, he's got a red fade. He did it last year, too. One more look. Was it a penalty or was it a good play?
Looked like it was pretty good timing. Came over with that right hand.
3rd down. Penalty marker coming out. Utah State with the first down. And again, it's Jacobs.
I think they're going to get Travis Van Leeuwen with a holding penalty out here, blocking for Jacobs. Really wanted to go inside. Jacobs, as soon as he caught it, looked inside, and Van Leeuwen had his defender locked up. I think that's going to be the call here, negating a first down catch for Jacobs. Really do like the design. There's the, yeah, you saw Van Leeuwen had the jersey. Utah State's offensive coordinator Matt Wells told us he wants to play clean. And this is one of those penalties that's unclean, nullifying the first down. But a lot of different variety in the formations, in the motion, in the personnel packages.
And that's something he told us about. We're going to do that. We're going to, kind of out formation you. Penalty situation, 4 for 39 on Utah State, 2 for 10 for Southern Utah. And certainly we've seen that.
And I think Utah State's going to take a timeout here and talk it over in terms of what to run on 3rd and 11. They don't want to give the football back to Southern Utah here before the first half ends.
Like Chucky was pointing up kind of at the video board. The play clock still had about 6 seconds. So it is a timeout. Our Larry H. Miller drive of the game.
Well, take your choice. I mean,
yes.
You got a 97-yard drive, and then this one was the 98-yard drive. Keaton able to get the first down with his feet. Beautiful little fade route to Austin. Then Joe Hill, the 27-yard rushing down the sideline. With Southern Utah trying to get players on and off the field. Unorganized. Utah State back over the football. Joe Hill down the sideline for the score.
SU had 12 defensive players. Hill took it in for the touchdown. So 3rd and 11. They were able to pick this up the last time they faced the 3rd and long on the other end here. It was a conservative run play, but Williams, that second effort.
Key down here for Southern Utah defense.
Again, they'll keep it on the ground. One broken tackle, but not another one. Up to the 29. Clock will stop with 57 seconds left.
So I think that may have been a Gary Anderson call saying, hey, I don't want to turn it over down here. Let's run the football, see if we can break something like we did with Williams earlier. See if we can get a first down. If not, we'll punt the football away and play defense.
So what can Southern Utah do with it? I thought the last opportunity was a good opportunity. Unable to really move the chains that much. Incomplete passes led to a punt.
But a much better second quarter here for Southern Utah. They've dominated time of possession. They've had a couple of decent drives. And defensively, they've forced the Aggies to punt in the last 2 possessions.
Let's go down on the field now to Brooks Hansen. What do you have for us, Brooks? Yes, Keaton playing very well. 11 of 13, 165 yards and 2 touchdowns. Fair catch called for and made by McNabb at about the 27-yard line. And will Southern Utah be aggressive here and try to get it, tack on a score?
I think they will on 1st and 2nd down, try to take some shots and see how they do. With 51 seconds to go, if they can get a first down, maybe keep it going, try to get into maybe field goal position. But they don't want to turn it over here either and get something negative going the other direction. So I do think they'll take some shots here, at least on 1st and 2nd down. If they don't get it, maybe run it on 3rd down and try to run the clock.
Last time these two teams met, back in 2009, it was a track meet. I think it was 24-17 at the break. This one behind Fatu Moala. 2nd down coming up for Southern Utah. Sorensen
just, he's settled in a little bit better here in the second quarter, but still 5 of 15. Normally almost a 70% completion rate passer over the last 2 years. Just not quite on target, but again, putting it in positions where nobody can get it but his receivers.
2nd and 10. Here's Brown up to the 35.
Now will Utah State call a timeout and try to get the football back? Looks like they're going to let it roll. And I believe Southern Utah, well, I guess
Lamb, I think, calls for a timeout.
And that surprises me just a little bit. Now a 3rd and, well, you got 3rd and short. So if you get the first down here with 32 seconds to go, still take a couple more shots down the field. But on 3rd and 3, with the coverage that Utah State has been playing, and with Sorensen only 6 of 16 here in the first half, what do you dial up? Haven't really been able to get big chunks of yardage in the running game. So I think you got to throw it.
Yeah, I think this has got to be a pass.
You got 1 timeout left, so maybe a check down to Hannah Brown. Maybe find Pedersen or one of your bigger receivers in that first down territory, and then maybe spike the ball and get some yardage down the field. I do like the mindset, though, of Southern Utah. You thought they might come out and just kind of ground the ball a little bit, but
typically they're ultra aggressive. Speaking of Southern Utah, and They haven't been so far here tonight, although they had that one fourth down play where they went big, and they were able to get that pass interference call. It's a delayed draw, and it doesn't work for a first down, be about a yard shy. So the clock ticking down to 20 seconds.
Boy, Gary Anderson out at the 40-yard line saying, do I take the timeout? Do I take the timeout? Now he does, but he let 12 seconds go off the clock before he called the timeout. I think he was undecided there as to what to do, but I think he wants to maybe get a pump block on right here with his special teams, give him one more chance, or maybe set up something for
Jacobs is as dangerous as they come. Already a nice return in that first half. They did let quite a bit of time, though, click off. Austin getting warmed up. This is the first home opener in the Gary Anderson regime.
And they'll not only have tonight, but again next week with University of Utah coming to town. Last we saw, the Utes were up 21-0 down in Salt Lake City.
Playing another Big Sky opponent.
That should be a terrific matchup next week here in Logan.
I think the atmosphere is going to be off the charts here at Romney Stadium. So fourth down, T-Birds punting. Jacobs says get away. Takes a Utah State bounce. Be down at about the 29-yard line with 6 seconds left.
So probably at this point, Utah State, you take a knee. To 30, maybe you run something quick, get 14, 15 yards, and then maybe take one shot down the field. But I think they're going to line up in their sort of prevent victory sort of formation, take it to the locker room right here. They will get the football coming out to start the second half.
Keaton will do just that. He'll take the knee. And the first half is over. Utah State controlling that opening quarter at 21-0. Southern Utah much better in the second quarter, but it's the Aggies on top of the Thunderbirds, 21-3. We'll be back with halftime after this.